Hey guys, it's Will here and welcome back to the channel. Tonight got a video that's been slightly delayed a couple of times, but finally got around to doing it. This is going to be the update for the end of the first month of my army slow grow that we're doing. So this is 500 points of my Badmoon Orks. Now I only just got this finished in time for the game. It's actually been a week or so since we played the game as I'm filming this, but yeah, I only got this finished the night before at about midnight, and I had to work the next day, so it was then or nothing. So yeah, as you can see, it's all looking very yellow and very orky, very snazzy. But I did have to change up the list a bit because I was planning to make the Big Mech with shock attack gun my warlord, but he was temporarily out of stock on Games Workshop's website, so I've had to rejig the list to accommodate his replacement, and that is this guy here, the Big Mech with the custom force field in mega armor. But really pleased with how this guy's turned out. Tried to do a bit of object source lighting down on the claw there, and also oh yeah, the other object source lines on the weird boy here. Converted up something to represent the dead shiny shooter. Thought it was a particularly suitable item of war gear for the Badmoons. Did consider giving him the Gobshot Thunderbuss instead, but with the way this army is designed to work, although the Thunderbuss does give you more damage output, I didn't really want him getting that close, so the extra 6 inches of range is probably going to contribute more over the course of a game than the extra damage from the Thunderbuss. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes on as the army goes forward. As you can see, I had to drop some grots to fit him in because he's quite a bit more. So I was originally going to do 20 grots, but I've just got 10. And so to that end, I had to split my boys mobs. So instead of one big mob, I've now got one of 10 and one of 12. The idea being I can then use the extra CP that I have from splitting them, just use one of them to mob them up and run them as a single big mob in the game. Just for this month, going forward, the idea is at least 2 big mobs of 30 as the army grows. And lots of nice little conversions in here, like this guy's big shooter is actually just a shooter with a lengthened barrel. This guy's got his shooter in one hand so he can wield a grenade in the other, and just a few little interesting bits there. The biggest conversion is definitely the weird boy. So this is one of the models I'm really pleased with. Heads from one of the Ork Boys kits just looked suitably crazy, obviously based off a runt herd. The staff is the big chopper from the Ork Biker Knob, but I've switched out the end for some components from the runt herd staff to make this rather cool weird boy staff. And tried my hand at a little bit of object source lighting on there. Not perfect, but gave it a go. Big thing obviously with this model is the base. Wanted sort of the idea that this guy has generated so much war energy that it's now leaking out of him and cracking the ground around him. So that's what all this sort of green energy effect on there is meant to be. I'm pretty pleased with how that's turned out. Used a similar effect to do the fire bases on my Stormcast, but obviously went for more of a green jagged pattern rather than like the red flowing pattern with the fire bases. And then I've got some tank busters, and because these are a bit more of an elite unit, kind of gone to town a bit more on these. So there's a few conversions and also little things like this. So this guy, I've got the checked pattern on there, a little bit of freehand on this guy's rocket launcher, another bit of freehand on there with like the face on the end of the rocket. And obviously tank busters, you're always looking to convert them out of plastic. You don't want to buy the actual tank busters mobs, so got a few different ideas here. This one is basically a shooter with a spare weapons sight built onto the side, ends stripped off and replaced with I think it's actually a missile from a spare Storm Raven, or spare parts from a Storm Raven. This guy's got the end of one of the missiles from the Shock Jump Dragster plugged into the end of his shooter, and a random sort of cylinder at the bottom, some sort of firing mechanism. And this guy's got the more traditional burner missile, or the burner rocket, Scorcher rocket from the burner bomber. And this guy's just literally got a stick bomb launcher. But yeah, quite little some nice little conversions in there. Pleased with how they've turned out. So yeah, this is my 500 points for month 1, and as I said, it was a real push to get it all done, but you know, that is a lot of points to do in a month. The next expansions are going to be going up at 250 points, but before you see what I'm running for my next 250 points, I'll probably do a little video talking about the game I played with these guys. Didn't do it as a full back rep, but I got some nice stills and some pics of the other guys' armies. Incidentally, the other guys doing it, Jack is running Dark Angels. Dark Angels, then we've got Ollie who's running Black Legion, which is going to be a very Demon Engine heavy force from what I've seen, and Sam's running Demons of Slanesh. So yeah, I've actually got 3 Chaos factions basically, because yeah, Dark Angels. So yeah, the Orcs are technically the good guys in this, so that's all good. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions about any of the conversions, how I did the paint scheme, etc., then feel free to drop them in the comments. Oh, just a couple of closing comments actually. Had someone question about possibly using a bit more of a spot colour on there, and I couldn't actually find your comment to reply to it, so not sure what happened there, but yeah, you made a very good point actually. And on the more elite models, I have been trying to incorporate more of that spot colour. So you can see you've got the red on the tank busters. It's a little bit less on the boys, but some of the knobs I've tried to incorporate a bit of something different. And then you'll see this more as the army grows as well on the more energy source type things. So we've got this guy's funky claw here, and some of the glowing effects down there. Trying to use this sort of turquoisey blue as kind of a secondary spot colour, but you'll see that more as I work on things like looters and funky stuff like that that's got more energy based weapons rather than pure Daka. But yeah, definitely a good comment, and yeah, I don't always have time to reply to all my comments because they tend to come through when I'm at work, but I do read them all and I try to reply where possible. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully see you all again for the next one. Bye.